What's up, guys? It's Benny. Nobody thought Joe Biden was a real president. Not even Joe Biden thought he was a real president. That's why he allowed himself to be humiliated and disgraced like this. This was Joe Biden's fake Oval Office. It's really important to remind ourselves exactly how humiliating this all was. Joe Biden sat at this teeny little Fisher-Price desk and was forced by his staff to effectively disgrace himself in front of the entire country. Look at him, a broken and sad, miserable man. Joe Biden knew he wasn't in power and wasn't in charge. In fact, Alina Habba just mocked him this week inside of that fake Oval Office. They discovered it, the new White House team.
I just finished a show. Look at the room that they put me in. We're in Biden's fake Oval Office, everybody. And I've actually figured this out. I now know why. I now get it. Turn the camera around. There is a screen, teleprompter to the face. All I can say is the last administration was a disgrace.
It was a lie, actually. It wasn't real. Now, it wasn't just the visuals of Joe Biden at his teeny little Fisher-Price desk that was humiliating and insulting to the American people. It was actually the actions of Joe Biden, many of which he can't remember or seemingly doesn't even know happened. Check this out. Whoever controlled the Autopen controlled the presidency. We have gathered every single document that we can find of Joe Biden's signature over the course of his presidency and all used the same Autopen signature, except for his announcement that he was dropping out of the race. This is the Oversight Project. It's a incredibly well-funded, well-researched project with a ton of experts on the presidency and the Constitution housed inside of the Heritage Foundation. And they have compiled all of Joe Biden's signatures, and you can see, like, quite obviously, that Joe Biden's signatures are all fake. They're all the exact same signature. And it's pretty clear how this works. When you sign something, while your signature kind of looks the same, they're never identical. It's kind of like a fingerprint, right? Fingerprints from a distance look different, but look the same, but actually when you get up close, they're all slightly different. Nobody signs the same thing the exact same way every single time unless you're using a machine. And that's what clearly, visually, you can see here is happening with Joe Biden. Joe Biden was signing an enormous number of pardons, laws, executive orders, commutations. The Biden White House issued 51 clemency warrants in 4 years. 4,245 people received clemency during the Biden administration. This includes 37 of the most brutal murderers. 16 were signed with Autopen. 16 were signed with Autopen B, A and B. 19 appeared wet signed. Note the subtle differences between Autopen A and B. Autopen A has a bigger space between the P and the H, but nonetheless, it's still a machine signing it. So the question is any of this legitimate? If Joe Biden doesn't know what he's doing, is any of this real? Like, can Joe Biden actually have any of his administration stand up? And obviously we know Joe Biden's illegitimate and he wasn't a real president, but like, are his actions able to be nullified because Joe Biden didn't even know they were happening? This is what Donald Trump just said a day ago.
Joe Biden got us into a real mess with Russia and everything else he did, frankly, but he didn't know about it. And he, generally speaking, signed it with Autopen. So how would he know that Autopen is a big deal? I don't know. You know, they're having, who's doing this? So when my people come up, Will and all of the people, Steve, they come up and, sir, this is an executive order. They explain it to me. And, you know, 90% of the time I sign it, 99% of the time I say do it. But they come up and I sign it. But you don't use Autopen. It's, number one, it's disrespectful to the office. Number two, maybe it's not even valid because, you know, who's getting him to sign? He had no idea what the hell he was doing. If he did, all of these bad things wouldn't be happening right now.
So that has led to multiple attorneys generals and other highly respected people inside the administration to ask, is any of this legal? Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey has asked the DOJ to investigate whether Joe Biden's cognitive decline allowed unelected officials to make decisions without his knowledge or approval, including his executive orders, pardons, and other actions, maybe unconstitutional or void if Joe Biden knows nothing about them, right? This is, of course, how an Autopen would work. You would simply have something deliver the signature, but it is a machine, not a person. Some of the reporting shows that Joe Biden was signing pardons for convicted criminals while he was out of the country. The pardons say signed in Washington, D.C. Joe Biden was vacationing for a month in the Bahamas at the time. And so how the hell is that possible? Also, how the hell is a meme this good possible from the President of the United States? Donald Trump has made waste of this Autopen issue by posting this just moments ago on Truth Social. This is a photo of the president lineage here. Donald Trump, 2017 to 2021, 2021, 2025, there was an Autopen in charge, not actually Joe Biden. And now 2025 to President Donald Trump posting this. The absolute and total savage Donald Trump posting right afterwards. The person who's the real president during the Biden years was the person who controlled the Autopen. Who did it? Was it Jill? Many people speculating. Might have been Jill. I mean, you know, she is sitting here literally at the president's desk with a pen. She also has on her jacket, Air Force One, Joe Biden. You can see right there. You can see it's Joe Biden's name. They are on the jacket. So, I don't know. Was it Jill? Trump just posted this on Truth Social. He's trolling Democrats, illegitimate term in power using Autopen. Now to nullify those Kinzinger and Dr. Fauci pardons, look what Trump just posted, President Autopen. President Trump is wrecking President Autopen on social media right now. Trump just posted this trolling Joe Biden's use of Autopen. I'll never forget the conversation on July 21st when Biden dropped out, whether or not he actually signed it or whether it was a digital signature. If it truly was an Autopen, does that mean that we can go after Fauci? Is that even a real pardon is the question. Joe Biden clearly had no idea he had pardoned Fauci, right? It's like asked about it. He's sitting there at the inauguration of President Trump, like just staring off into the middle distance. JD Vance posting this, of course, getting in on the trolling game. Well, you can see here, I mean, it's just, it is clear as day. Stevie Wonder could see it. It's literally a machine doing the signatures for Joe Biden. There's a political group that does not believe in signature verification for mail-in ballots. Unsurprisingly, that same group is fine with one or more aides of Biden controlling the Autopen and Biden's signature, and clearly having been senile for most of his time in office. This is President Trump's lawyer posting that. Who did control the presidency? Is any of this legal? We did ask Alina Habba about this, and, well, you won't be surprised to know that she said, no, none of this is legal and we need to investigate right now. Let's go.
As an attorney, like forging a signature is obviously a very serious crime. You can't uphold a document if it was fraudulent, if the individual didn't sign it or have any understanding of this is what power of attorney is, actually. And so are you making the case, some legal scholars at Heritage Foundation have made this case, that these executive orders or laws that Joe Biden signed may not actually be valid if he, in fact, didn't sign them?
I think if you sign any document and you don't have capacity, you know, the mental capacity and inability to know what you're signing, it does challenge the validity of a document. It's not something that I've looked into as of yet. Obviously, this is new news, but I will definitely be recommending that we look into it. I think that it's strange. I would really like to know, most importantly, who signed it, if he knew that it was being signed. You know, obviously it's not a fake signature, it's an auto signature, but the point is, you know, it's inappropriate. You are the commander in chief. This is big deal stuff that you're doing. And to see that most were auto signatures, that's concerning. That's really concerning. We have to look into it.